Happy Easter and welcome to Waste Breakfast, where we'll discuss about everything governance, mental health, self-development, and of course, entertainment. My name is God's Beauty Israel, and I'm joined by my amazing co-anchor, Joy.
Happy Easter!
We should the same, babe.
Happy Easter.
Oh my
Hi,
God.
God's Beauty, good
Hi,
morning.
baby. How are you?
I am all giving because no, ma, you are not going to tell me you're looking like that. No, but I saw you this morning. I just decided like, maybe I thought you were the guest. I was expecting we were going to have a guest.
Okay.
So when I saw you this morning, I just walked past like, hello, good morning, ma, and I passed. I was not sure, God's Beauty, please, where are you? And then you answered me, Auntie, I'm here now. I said, okay. No, you didn't give me
Can you imagine?
You did not give me it. I would have leveled up, but yeah, you look amazing.
Thank you
look
so much.
super beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
babe.
if I was a guy, maybe I should have tried.
Oh, yes, darling. No, but sincerely speaking, right, I feel like I've been on my normal hair for like a month, you know. So I just wanted like a different switch. Regardless, I wanted to have a different haircut yesterday. But I just called my barber and the guy said he wasn't around. Him too is doing Easter, and I'm like, you know what?
And I have to give us Easter
do you
vibes.
get? I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. So
Exactly.
I mean,
And it looks beautiful.
thank you.
Like it sits right on the lady vibe. It's giving me whole lady vibe.
Right.
energy.
I'm the lady vibe. What do you expect?
It's nothing less than vibe.
Do you get? How are you, Joy? I mean, a whole lot about me. Too much talk. So let's hear about you.
Ooh.
How you doing? How's your Easter? Like, oh my
So
God.
Don't say that.
You said don't say that.
Don't say that.
I'm very sure you had a wonderful Easter.
I don't
mean,
get
especially
what
from on
Easter, my
Friday.
dear. I didn't have nada. I didn't have anything called Easter.
Kilo shelle, what
The only
happened?
thing about Easter that happened to me was that
Okay.
I tried to go to church on Sunday
Oh,
morning,
okay.
and when I got back, it was a meeting because my project is drawing close. The timeline is drawing closer on me, so it's project meetings back to back, strategy sessions, and it's a whole lot for me. So there was no Easter. There was work.
Mado.
And then, you know the funny part. So
Okay.
at some point yesterday evening, I was a bit moody, and
what happened?
I had to call like somebody I always rest my shoulder on when I want to just cry.
Yeah.
And he said, "You don't have a life. That's why you're moody.
Hey,
You
whoa.
literally do not have a life. So, girl, go get a life and let me know, and then we'll have a conversation." I said, "That's the point. So how do I even start to get a life? Because even me, I know I don't have a life. So maybe I have to put it out there that, please, I don't have life. So you would have life. Come and help me out because I don't know."
So what's your definition of having a life? Like, what angle was it coming from?
Okay, so it was coming from the place of, first off, he said, "Okay, you know what? Tell me about your week. How did your week go? Since you don't know what's making you moody, let's start from how did your week go, and let's try to see if we can navigate some things that happened that maybe might be the cause of this."
Yeah.
And I said, okay, so my week started off with a Sunday, obviously, and I had meetings on Sunday. I came back on Monday. I was at work. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On Friday, which was Good Friday, I mean, I came here to the breakfast show. After that, I went for my events planning. I tried to go mark the venue I was going to use for the event. So from there, I went to do site location again. And he said, but I thought I said something. I said, what did you say again? I said, I told you to tell me about your week, but don't talk about work. Did you literally now see that you don't have a life? I need
No,
a
but
life.
sincerely speaking, yeah, I feel you, but I just feel like because of the kind of country we find ourselves in, it's just always more on doing the work. But trust me when I say, if you try to have a life, you go bankrupt.
Thank you.
So you have to just choose one. So what I think I do personally now is to just infuse the life in the work, right? So in as much, I just do those little things that make me happy. Like, as about last week, I was telling a friend of mine, I said, I can't wait to just get money because literally I want to eat pizza. So unnecessarily, I don't need to go out or, you know. I mean, there are so many people that went out this Easter. God, my own Easter was just literally upside down because I had a whole lot to do. I had rehearsals on Saturday to take care of. I went to a church because I was like the guest artist to come and sing.
Giving vibes now. My baby girl is a guest artist.
I don't know what to say. No, but seriously, like, I literally had everywhere. I was just going everywhere. I was working, literally.
Yeah,
so it's either I had to, like, prep for the show to make sure that we had news. I mean, you could relate with that because I had to disturb you as well. So, you know.
So, you know. Literally called me on the spot. I was literally on the event site trying to do measurements. I was doing measurements, talking to, no, don't do this, and let's come back together. Because I'm just saying,
It's not my fault.
But yeah.
So I mean, that
is.
brings me to, so we just have to like add life to the work that we are doing, because I mean, you cannot just be overly spending and not overly working. If not, your bank, your accounts will have to suffer for it.
I mean, I really even think that it would be nice to even have maybe therapists to just have a conversation around that, because a lot of times we've positioned our mindset that the country is too hard and it's too difficult, so we just have to work our lives out just to make ends meet. At the end of the day, as in yesterday, my eyes opened that, hey, girl, you do not have a life. Your life is just centered basically around work, and that's all. Like Monday to Saturday. Sorry, Monday to Sunday, yeah. Monday to Sunday, it is basically entirely around work. Some days I don't even make it to church because that morning I still have some things I need to cover up, and I still need to do. So it's crazy. Most of the times when people call me and I miss their calls, they're like, "You're never available." I said, that's because I'm not available. At the point where I am, I couldn't even take calls. I couldn't respond to messages, and jeez, nah. I need a life.
It's a whole lot.
I need a life. I'm saying it out here now. I need a life. So if you have a life that you can spare, just give me one, because baby girl needs a life.
I just feel like the solution to it is just bringing that life to the workspace, because I feel like that way you'll be able to balance it. So yeah, that takes us to the discussion of today. Our topic today is beyond the headlines. But before we even dive into that intriguing subject, let's take a moment to catch up on the latest headlines around the globe. Please stay with us. You're still watching Waste Breakfast. I'll be taking you on a captivating journey across Africa with The Punch, Nigeria's prime newspaper. The major headlines read, Easter, governors, senators beg Nigerians to say hardship over soon. Tinubu will stir Nigerians to greatness, says Julium. Other governors preach love, condemn crimes. Set deadlines on war against terror. Kuka tells president, Pope seeks peace in Africa. Bottom of the newspaper, we have Transmission Company of Nigeria raises the alarm over planned attacks on power facilities. Police begin search as Benue man drowns in Ogun. Confusion as man dies in car during Good Friday service. Above the masthead, Bank I Euro bound foreign investors for 4 trillion naira capital. Naira closes 1,309 per dollar as banks sell $2.5 billion. Dangote, 106 others get tax holiday over 2.5 trillion naira investment. At the top left side of the masthead, we have Delta bloodbath, fleeing Okuoma, villagers lament hunger, snake bites. And that's all on the headline for the Punch newspaper. The headline that piqued my interest is the major headline that says, that says, Easter, governors, senators beg Nigerians, say hardship over soon. So what the headline is saying there is, as Christians are celebrating Easter, the governors, senators, even down to other prominent individuals in the political space have taken their time to urge Nigerians not to lose hope in the face of economic challenges in the country. So I just like the fact that they know that Nigeria is facing a whole lot, and they took their time in this Easter break, and they're like, see, guys, I know that we have a lot of issues, right? But, Joe, you guys should just hold on. The Tinubu regime will be a lot better, which let me just say I'm trying to believe that, because I think dollar is somebody with this dollar rate, right? 1,300 now. So it's I think to some people it's like, yeah, truly I think Tinubu regime will make Nigeria a whole lot better. But one other person, I was speaking to somebody as about last week, the person was telling me, nah, after this whole Ramadan thing now, you see the increasement. So I don't know if probably it reduces due to this whole Ramadan thing. What do you think?
Okay, so let's paint a picture of what this dollar reduction looks like, because
Okay.
a lot of people think that because it has gone down from 1,000, almost 500. In fact, it went past.
It went past 500.
It went past
yeah.
1,500.
Yeah.
So because it has gone down from that up to 1,300,
Yeah.
then something good has happened. So let me give you this picture.
Okay.
I will not call the name of the e-commerce for anonymity's sake.
Okay.
But there's a particular e-commerce in Nigeria that a lot of people said that their sales during Black Friday was a scam, because they would skyrocket the scale and then tell you that there's a 30% reduction in the price. Guess what? The price that they're telling that is 30% reduction is actually
Increased?
the original price of it.
Okay.
The only thing they did was that they made it higher, right, and then gave it 30% and bring it back to that same original price. That's where it is. So that's the kind of picture that the dollar reduction price looks like. Why did it go high in the first place? Why did it get to that level?
Do you get?
If you want to tell me that dollar has reduced and you are working, please, dollar should become. At least let's start with
1,000 naira.
No, you must know.
Are you sure you're facing reality with you
No, that's
saying
the thing. That's the
500
thing.
naira?
Let's try to be realistic. If dollar is supposed to be 1 naira to $1,
Yeah, definitely.
but by the time we can see things like maybe 500 naira to $1, or go back to 165 naira to $1, then I know we're doing something. But getting dollar to be 1,500, more than that, save, and then it's reducing to 1,300. I'm like, so okay.
Is it really effective?
Okay.
I mean, you guys are just joking.
Because it's still in 1,000, so
I
can we
mean-
strike out 1,000 and can we get back to, even if it's at least 600 naira to $1, then I know we're working.
Okay, well, why I just feel is
Another thing is, why are you begging me that I should,
Why
I
you
should
begging?
bear with you? Why in the heavens are you begging me to bear with you? Because it's Easter. So after Easter is gone, I should no longer bear with you. I should continue dwelling in my suffering. Are you forgetting the fact that I will not be able to, I won't plead with the field attendants to say, please, it's Easter. Help me to sell this for 85 naira per litre. It won't work. I'm not going to plead to the market woman to say, please, it's Easter. Help me to sell this amount of pepper for 10 naira. It's not going to work, because she'll tell you, I need the money. So why are you pleading with me to bear with you? No, you feel like you're the one and you're the reason why I'm even in this condition
in the first place. Do
so
you
as
get?
pleading with me every time? I mean,
Do the work.
you won't plead, she's getting to me. Today, Uncle Boo Boo will come and tell you, oh, I'm sorry for everything. No, please, you people should bear with us. Tie your stomach, tie your this. The other one will come and bear with us. We are working. Please, we are not burden bearers. Jesus is the burden bearer. So maybe you need to go and do that to him. But I'm not a burden bearer. Try to make things work for me. And then we can talk about, let's listen to you. But right now, keep your
All right,
brains
Joy, let's
so-
hear your headlines, please.
Anyways, I will definitely leave this African continent for you people, because now I can't do it sitting.
Okay,
I'm
rest,
leaving the
I beg.
African continent into the international spectrum, and I'm taking my newspaper review this morning from the Times newspaper. Now, the major headline reads that long waits in A&E kill 250 people every week. Now, right beneath that, I have figures add to concerns about state of the NHS, and here we go again. Okay. So the next story reads, Trevor revolts over law to target homeless. And the other is saying, there's a picture there, and the report on that, it says the Queen and King attended the Easter service at St. George Chapel, Windsor. And the King made his first public appearance since starting his cancer treatment. And he told well-bearers that he was touched that they came out. And that's on page 6 and 7 of the Guardian newspaper. Now, the reason why I want to review the picture story on the Times newspaper is that I really have been moved ever since King Charles was diagnosed of cancer, and he was told that he has cancer in his body. I think it's pancreatic, pancreatic, well, I'm not a medical doctor, please pardon my English for that. Anyways, after he was diagnosed of cancer, he's been indoors, and over the weekend, story reported that the royal family has officially unveiled the funeral plans. I'm like, Jesus, you're unveiling funeral plans for someone that is still breathing. So I tried to even picture it that somebody is still alive, and the person is literally seeing his funeral plans they're making, because the doctor said that he just have 2 more years to live on. And geez, that was quite was really, really, really sad for me. So this morning, I woke up this morning, I was very, very intentional. I said, okay, let me check what's the update on the story, because I really wanted to talk about him. So what's the update? And then I saw that, oh, he's even made a public appearance. And let me just briefly say what the story says. The story says that the king and the queen joked with well wishers on a surprise walkabout as he attended the Easter Day service in his first major appearance since he began treatment for cancer. Now, he and the queen looked delighted as they emerged from St. George's Chapel in Windsor to applause from crowds and cries of Happy Easter. Now, King Charles, rather, is 75 years old, and since then, since he was diagnosed of cancer, he withdrew from public duties and started his treatment, right? But why I feel a bit emotional about this is, I mean, your mom stayed up to 100 and something. And while all the while you were supposed to just roll and stay, your mom was still alive and she was just in the place of power. And then just this one moment when you tend to just get into it.
How long has he been in power?
When did Queen Elizabeth die again? See, well, I'm not a British person. I think is it last year? If it's not last year, it should be. No, I don't think it's 2022. I think it was last year Queen Elizabeth died, early last year. And then Prince Charles came in to become the King of England. And then after being the King of England, just this very year, we were looking at, according to reports, he has 2 more years to live on. And it's just sad and horrible. I don't know. I feel emotional about it. I wish that a miracle can just happen. I mean, they said this is Easter period.
Reality.
No, aside facing reality, they said this is Easter period and Jesus died and resurrected. So I'm only just really praying that the resurrection power of Jesus Christ just rests on his body so he becomes whole and healthy. So he lives more than 2 years and he really, really rules. Because, I mean, I can't imagine after waiting all these years for me to get into the place of power, and then I just hear that, nah, I have 2 more years to live, I'm not going to rule again. Oh my God, let me do like my producer. Oh my God, that's so horrible.
You're not serious.
But yeah, King Charles, I really wish you good health. I pray that you live more than expectation. And I pray that, yeah, this whole phase will pass away from you.
Speaking of this whole cancer thing, right? I mean, just like malaria, you know it's a mosquito. And just like probably typhoid, you know it's probably unclean water and all of those things. What can we even say? It's probably like a cause, probably main cause of cancer.
So disclaimer here, I'm not a medical doctor or a medical professional or medical practitioner, but one thing I know from off-top head knowledge is that cancer is usually caused by several things: the kind of things we eat, the kind of lifestyle we have lived. I mean, there are different types of cancer. There's blood cancer, there's skin cancer, there's brain cancer. So, I mean, it just depends on the kind of lifestyle you've lived over the years. So, that's why they always tell you, live a good life, a healthy good life.
One.
And this is also pointing to you that you really should watch Ways Prime Time on Wednesday. Because we discuss fitness, we discuss wellness, and how you can able to live a good life and just try and enjoy the best of it.
So, yeah, I mean, just like I've always said, there are a lot of things happening globally, to be sincere. I mean, just now you're talking about the fact that he has just like 2 more years. Oh, God. His mom died 2022.
Oh, really? So you see?
So you literally just have, so that means he has been reigning for...
Because after his mom died, he was, I think a month later, he was installed as the king. So let's see, he started 2022, 2023, then 2 years to that, 24.
It's not 2 years. His mom died September 8th.
Okay.
So literally, it's almost
a month.
I mean,
he was still the same 2022. He became king.
Okay, even though he became king, that means we cannot actually add 2022 to it. So it will just be, it will be. Do you get? It will just be like a year and
then in that same year, then the next year, which 2024. Almost like a month now, he's been off official duties. He's not been working because he's been trying to treat himself.
So, I mean,
there's so many stories on the ground to it also, but I just didn't want to bring that up because it's going to create an argument. But yeah, I just really wish him good health. I really wish this phase passes over and he makes it.
Literally. So, I mean, Joy has spoken. Or do I say MJ has spoken? Who, between the both of them,
so
who is there
today? I feel a bit of MJ
than Joy, right?
Yeah.
Hallelujah, somebody.
But MJ needs a life. She needs a life.
Oh, so, yes, I mean, we'll be going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll be diving straight to the topic of today. Please stay with us.
insecurity is rooted in abject poverty.
Absolutely.
Ethnicity, religious bigotry, and all of that. So until we address all of that, we must understand these root causes and find a lasting solution to poverty. Poverty, I mean, talking solutions, it's not about giving stipends of 5,000 naira as empowerment. It's not going to solve anything because 5,000 naira is going to finish, and then tomorrow they come back. They're back on the street.
Yeah.
If a policeman lives in the environs of where he is policing, these people are not strangers. They're your neighbors.
Yeah.
And then it drives home the point that one day it could be your child.
Of course.
Thanks for staying with us. Today we'll be discussing the topic beyond the headlines. Remember, you can join this conversation by either sending us an SMS or a WhatsApp message to the numbers displayed on the screen. And yes, call in. So, I mean, beyond the headlines, I feel like there are a whole lot of things that happened last week that we need to actually talk about because of how important it is. You know, it's not enough to state out headlines and talk about what the newspaper said without giving detailing probably advice or solutions to those issues. So the first one we have on our list is fleeing crypto. Guru holds British Kenyan nationalities, escape via Middle East airline. Now it's a whole lot. I feel like that story has so many questions. How did he escape? Who helped him? How did they not know that he's both a UK and a Kenyan citizen? Now, they seized, I mean, from the newspaper, it was said there that they seized his British
passport.
And how come did they not know that he has a Kenyan? So it is, I feel like there's a whole lot to talk about, you know. See, with this whole story, it just brings me to one thing that I've always been saying, that the security agencies in Nigeria has security issues. Take it or leave it. I am not joking. The security, no, seriously, this one has actually passed. Oh, probably police is not doing anything. All the security agencies, they have security issues, and I'm not joking about it. EFCC is there, all of them. They don't know where he went to. I was reading the newspaper at some point. Then there was a place it was stated there that the police, that's the NPF, the Nigeria Police Force, has nothing to say on the issue. Which other force don't have anything to say on? And I'm like, are these people joking? Like, I don't understand. Are we a joke to you? Joy, please, just say what you have to say. I feel like you have a lot.
No.
You have a lot. Seriously,
I do not have
there's
a lot.
so many. This old story here, it is just devastating. I'm not even concerned about how we escaped or whatever. I'm just concerned about the fact that we have the security personnel in place, but they are doing nothing. Like, they don't even know what their job description is about. They don't know.
So, for me, I think as opposed to saying they have security issues, I'd say that they know the work.
Okay.
They can do the work. But for some reasons, which some of them are actually vital and cogent enough, and some of them are just really not cogent enough, our security agencies just don't want to work.
Why?
They don't have issues. I promise you, if they want to get that guy,
They will.
Let's be realistic. So we try to face reality on this table a lot.
Before you say in a second.
I was about to say in a split of seconds.
I know.
Let's face reality.
Okay.
A lot of American movies get into my head. So let's face reality, right? In a day or two, they will get that guy back.
What makes you think that?
And I will give you a simple example. I'm not agitating anything here.
Okay.
I'm not preaching against, I'm not preaching for, what do you call this thing again? Dividing the country. But take Nnamdi Kanu for an example. Okay. They tried the first time to get him. Psh, they couldn't. Tried the second time to get him. Psh, they couldn't. The third time they got him. Guess what? That guy is still in detention till today.
Don't you think it's probably because he's a Nigerian.
It's not because he's in Nigeria.
Because some people feel like the guy just outsmarted them because he's outside the country.
No, so what did the Binance executive do? He did not outsmart them. Let's even point to the fact that the FIRS, as the Federal Inland Revenue Service, actually came up to say that these guys owing tax. So by governmental standards,
I read that.
By government standards, the guy has actually deflated the law. So he's liable to be detained.
How come they don't know about this until now?
So that's the thing
I'm saying. It shows they're not working.
That's the thing I'm saying. They know the work. They can do the work. Even as, well, not as bad or not as little. But the smallest units of the Nigerian police force, tell them that there's an armed robbery case. I promise you, they will do the entire work. They just, maybe for funding's sake, maybe because of the state of the nation, maybe for whatever reason, they just feel reluctant to do their job. But I promise you, the security agents in Nigeria are very intelligent to do the work. So it begs the question to say, why will under your watch, you will let somebody like that go scot-free? Until now, I literally checked up this morning to see what's the update. Has this guy been caught? Has he been brought back to book? But guess what? There is nothing of the sort.
There's no update, my sister.
Something happened last week, Monday.
The
guy literally escaped.
He escaped on Friday. We heard the news on Monday.
Thank you.
Until now,
so it means that it started 2 weeks ago. So a Friday, Saturday, Sunday passed. The story came up on Monday. And on Monday, the whole of Monday to Sunday last week has gone away. And now we're in a new fresh Monday, which is almost saying it's 1 week and 1 day. And this guy has still not been found. So it means that my security is not sure for me for this country.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it really begs security questions. It really begs security questions.
You see, why when I looked at all this whole thing, right? Okay, the guy did escape, right? The guy escaped from wherever they said they kept him. I don't have an issue. Now he got to the airport. How come they didn't know that he already left or already escaped? I mean, for you, when you get to the airport, there's a whole lot of process before you even get to the plane, and there's a whole lot. How come they didn't know that? Oh, this guy is not here. Or see,
so this is what I can say.
Another question I want to ask is, how come you arrest a person of that kind of status or that kind of personality, and you didn't do a proper research?
So there
was no proper research on who that guy is.
So let's even leave what research is all about. Let's really look at it from security angle.
Okay.
And to also give you a point that the security people actually know their job and they know what they're doing. So a family member of mine, sometime many years ago, was detained in police station for disputes over a dead body on the land that she bought. My family member, close one for that matter. I'm not going to just say it out so that she will know I'm talking about her. But yeah, the police actually came to the house. I was in the house actually that day it happened. Arrested this woman, took her to police station. Guess what? On the way, they took her phone. Took every property with her. So she was just all alone. And then she got into the police station and then she was locked up. Now, you detain or you arrest somebody and you want to take the person for detention, the person is still with his phone. That's begging one question.
He was with, are you sure they even arrested this person?
That's the point.
Are you sure they arrested this person?
So you see that somehow I want to now ask. I'm not questioning you, but I want to ask you a question. It's not that I'm questioning you people, no, but I just want to ask you a question. Did you really detain this guy? Were you really intentional about taking this guy in the first place? How do you tell me that this guy literally was still with his phone and he made phone calls under your roof? Let's look at it from an international perspective. At times, when things happen in this country, I beg to ask questions. I said, dear leaders, is it that you don't feel ashamed of, or you don't feel, let me not even use the word ashamed, is it that you don't feel embarrassed of what is happening? Doesn't it embarrass you? Even if you are a leader in a country, the country is not your business. Take yourself to be a brand. Take yourself to be literally put yourself as a brand, because right now, as I am, I'm positioning myself as a brand, and that's why I'm building myself a lot. I'm doing a whole lot of self-development process. There are certain things I must not hear that I'm doing. Even me, myself, I must not hear that, oh, Joy happened to do such a thing.
I feel
because
like
that this is going to taint my brand image. There are certain things I must not involve myself into because I know that the trajectory where I'm pointing my brand to be, whatever that kind of thing is, it is not going to fall in line with it. So it's going to ruin my image. So I'm very particular about and I told my mom sometimes, I said, even if it's you, my mother, that wants to date my image, man, I'm going to mess you up. No way. I will so mess you down up. So now picture it that you go for international conferences, you go for African summits, African leadership summits, you go for United Nations summits, you go for ECOWAS summits, you go for OPEC summits, and you go for all of these summits. And they come and they look at you, and you have might say, I am a political leader in Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And they say, oh, that country that somebody you detained,
run away,
your nose shoes, and under a week and a day, you've not been able to get a hold of him. Man, it's embarrassing.
First off, speaking of branding, right? I feel like for every person that is on the seat of presidency, that is actually your brand.
It's a
to be Cynthia, it's a brand.
That you're the president of a country is a brand.
It is slapping on the face that a whole lot is happening in Nigeria, and they don't see it, and they don't feel ashamed. So they are just telling us now, you know where they say you cannot shame the shameless. So I think that's probably the brand that they are wearing right now, because I don't get it anymore.
You're very correct about
that. The fact that US can come up and say, you know, I want to come and help Nigeria with their whole kidnapping thing. You know, it's a slap on our face. That a country like Nigeria with how many years cannot take care of its citizens. That's why, you see, all these things, it just boils down to the fact that the security agencies, they have issues with security, to be sincere.
And this is the reason.
It shows that from the federal, right, they have not been an implemented, let me not say law, but there's no good impact. That's why I was asking the day we were talking about this whole NPA. I don't know if it was here. I think I was having a conversation, right, around it. And I was asking someone, I said, these old security agencies like the NPF, for example, the police individuals or personnel, is it that do they appoint these people, or do they elect them, or is it by choice? Did they just choose that? Oh, I feel like I want to be a police officer, and they go there? Because seriously, the way they act, the way they carry their job, they make it look like they don't know what the job is about. You know, there was a time where I think it was in Kogi. Where the Access Bank they were robbed, right? And there was a whole lot of gunshots, and the police officers around there were supposed to go and take care of the issue. Guess what? There was a video of a police officer hiding one side of the corner. And when I watched that video, I had to go and show it to the person I was speaking to. I said, oh, God, see. It just brings me back to these people has issues. You know, how are these people even put in place? Are they appointed? Let us know. Probably we'll have to take a different step. Because I don't see a reason why you agree that you want to be a police officer and you're running away from your duty. It just brings me back to I think you don't know the job, but you're forced to do it. You know? So it's just a plain thing. When I was reading this whole thing, I said, see, I don't even want to talk about this story, but I just want to address this whole security issues we have in Nigeria. We talk about the 280 pupils that were what's the name? That was kidnapped, Abby. About just 137 that like they just came back. What happened to the rest?
Sorry to even constitution. Leave. Plan. Is this thing actually true? Was this thing staged? Because I'm really looking at it from a realistic angle that 280 people were abducted. 137 people were released today. The next day, they were matching clothes for all of them. Okay, so who is the tailor? A tailor can work very fast. No. Let's say they release them in the morning. They gotta call one contract and say, please, do you do dresses?
Yeah.
I say, yes, I do. Okay,
so 137.
Prepare 137 outfits for me. I said, okay.
God.
So even if that's the case, that's the reality of what happened. So we can do that, but we can't get security solutions in this country. Now, I'm going to speak from being a young person. And I'm not just speaking because I want to talk. I'm speaking because I need my leaders to understand that, see, right after one day you'll be gone out of this place and people like us are going to take that positions. And trust me, I am very, very passionate about leadership. So I try to beg a lot of questions because I need answers to know what is going on, and I like to be informed. So when I watch American movies, yeah, I get his movies. I get their movies. Most of them are not real.
But you should
see. There have never been a day you watch any. And I stand to be corrected.
Okay.
You watch any American movie and you will get to see that something happened security-wise. And then the security agency in charge of it could not mitigate the situation.
It's a lie.
Let it be even a robot. Let it even be a robot that is creating a problem in that movie. I bet you would see. And that's what brand personality is all about. So what America has tactfully done is that they've positioned our mindset to think that, no, nothing goes wrong with the security agencies in America.
Yeah.
But let's come down to Nigeria and Hollywood movies. Hey, say, Amara is coming here to shoot. And police, they run first.
See,
so with that, what kind of picture do you think you had already given to this Mr. Binance man?
Yeah.
Because already maybe he had seen movies like this and said, okay, for them to portray this, it means they're trying to portray the kind of system they have.
Yeah.
So already you're giving the outside world the knowledge that we're not right. Whereas it's actually the opposite, because we know our job and we can do the job very well. So a lot of things I think a lot of parties have a role to play in this. Yes, the government have a role to play, but we as individuals, can we be intentional about what we do? First off, being a media personality, let me bring it down to my own industry. Our movie producers, how about we start changing the narrative of what Nigeria is all about? Not pointing it that we're a weaker vessel. Can we just start presenting Nigeria to be a very strong vessel? And that's why I love the King of Boys movie very well. You could see that at some point she was broken, but she came back again, she would rise. And you could see the way she was able to play and mitigate a lot of people. Can we just start doing things like that? Because I feel like for this man to have mind to do this thing, he go don't see him for a head, say, don't worry. These people are small, you can handle them.
I mean, I feel like I have a whole lot to be sincere.
I'm still waiting to hear you catch that man, Sha, because me, I'm paying my tax. Not someone will not pay tax and you let the person go. I'm waiting to hear that you have gotten that man.
Just rest. The truth is, you're not getting that update anytime soon.
I hope
we'll be going on a short break, guys, and when we come back, you know what it is. Please stay with us.
Security is something that tampers with everything. Absolutely. It tampers with investors coming into. Absolutely. The reason why we don't have enough investors coming into Nigeria or pouring into Nigeria, irrespective of our growing and thriving economy, is because of insecurity. It started with expatriates. Expatriates in Port Harcourt and the likes, on the road they're kidnapping them and they're asking for their ransoms are in dollars. Yeah. And then now you're kidnapping school children. Like, when is it going to end? Are we ever going to have an end to this? It just doesn't make sense.
Thanks for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about Beyond the Headlines. We're just trying to, talk more on these important headlines that were available or that was on ground last week, and just like I said earlier, it's not enough to just read the headlines and just talk a little about it. We need to provide solutions to each of those problems. So, I mean, we've just talked about the whole Binance thing, and with all these things we've said, right? I would still put it that the security agencies in Nigeria have security issues. So it's left for you guys to start working.
Well, my own stance to it is that the security agencies in Nigeria know what they are doing, but somehow they just have inward internal problems that they just don't want to talk about and bring up to speed.
Whatever.
But you guys should just sort yourself out and do the work. I'm sure you guys will do it very well.
Okay, whatever that is, I think that's for joy, to be sincere. So yes, I mean, let's go back to the next headline that says, Ondo farmers protest alleged farmland takeover by Chinese farm. Yes, so what this headline is saying is, farmers from different communities in the Ondo West local government area, right, of Ondo State, on Monday, that was last week, took to the streets in protest against the alleged decision of the state government to take over their farmlands for leasing to a Chinese company, right? A leader in one of the protesting communities during the protest said, and I quote, "We heard that the Akeredolu-led government has sold all the land we used to plant cocoa, and just a few weeks ago, we saw about 8 bulldozers in various places in our cocoa farms, and they told us that every farmer should vacate because they would clear the farmland." Continuation to that, he said, "That is why we are crying to the government of Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa to salvage our means of livelihood from being terminated. He should also allow us to be taken, he shouldn't allow us to be taken away from our farmlands. We have been living in this area, making our living. The government should have mercy on us." My first question is there any law that probably stipulates or that gives us more rights to our properties? And okay, let me give you this very simple scenario. So, you know, I was staying with a friend of mine on the island here, right, for like a month now. Guess what? It wasn't up to like 2 weeks we were informed that the house will be demolished. Not just the house. Like, I think there are about 20 houses there. Or am I even saying 20? I think there are more than 20. But the government wants to like use that place to build road. So that means they are not telling everybody around there to vacate the premises. For those who have houses, that I really don't know. I really don't know what will happen to them, to be sincere. Because I'm just thinking and imagine now that I have a land there, and somebody from somewhere is telling me, "Oh, you need to live here. We want to demolish this place. Story that touches the heart." I'm like, me where we say I just be tenants, it vexes me. Compared to a landlord. I was speaking to somebody about this same thing yesterday. Guess what the person said? The person said, what if in situations where the landlords don't have CFO? That's certificate of occupancy. So that means there will be no, what do they call this thing now? You know, since they are going to demolish their lands, there will be like a certain amount that will be given to them, more like, what's that word? Just, you know, so that they don't feel like, oh, they have lost everything. More like, hey, compensation, right? So they just compensate them for their loss and all of those things. But I'm very sure that Nigerian government will not compensate them to the right amounts that they spent on that land. I am very sure of it. So if I get a land of 22 million naira, for example, you're giving me 10 million naira, what happens to the 12M?
Goes missing. So if you look at me right now on this set, you see that I'm very quiet.
It's annoying.
No, Lex, don't worry. Don't worry. Every day is annoying in this country, don't worry. But the reason why suddenly I feel like there's a cold shower over my head that's cooling me down is the fact that there was a publication from Premium Times on May 10th, 2022. This is 2024. And this is April 1st. Yeah. May 10th, 2022, publication from Premium Times states, Ondo cocoa farmers protest a large sale of farmland to Chinese company. And the story reads that a community leader said more than 25 farmers registered by the state government had been paying their dues to the government. However, cocoa farmers in Ofusu, in Idoren local government area of Ondo State, protested against an alleged sale of their farmland to a Chinese company by the state government. The protesters barricaded the Lagos-Benin Expressway, carrying placards with different demands. Some read, "Respect our right to livelihood." Some read, "Don't give our land to mindless capitalists." and we want to remain farmers and not armed robbers. Others read, no farmers, no nation. Please do not take our farms. And the last one read, have mercy on us, don't take our farms. God's beauty, I promise you, I don't know, I am close to tears right now. And the reason is because it's annoying. It's not just annoying, it is heartbreaking. It's not just heartbreaking, it is, for lack of better word.
Don't worry, all the word in the dictionary. Seriously.
So, we are complaining that we have food issues. We are complaining that the dollar is getting high because we don't have things to make our foreign exchange markets come back to strength. We're complaining that we are rejoicing that dollar has come down to 1,309 naira. Whereas some people who are very eligible to build the foreign exchange markets, exporting cocoa out of the country, are on their knees, on the streets, begging the same government that please don't take our farms. In fact, the one I read, I saw the placards, and the one I saw that broke me was that one of the placards read, we want to remain farmers and not armed robbers. God's beauty, tell me how we will not keep complaining of kidnapping in this country when things like this are happening. Tell me how we will not keep complaining of the economy is getting bad. Tell me how we will not keep complaining of, you know what, there's no reason to live in this country. Do you understand the detriment this will cause the mental health of these people? I promise you I'm very close to tears, but I'm literally struggling to hold it right now. Because it is annoying. Like, it is really annoying that in my usual way, I would say we can do better. Well, right now, I'm sorry, but I'm ashamed. I don't want to understand for whatever reason it is. For whatever reason it is that the government will think that this is the best step or best action they would take, I don't want to know. Because guess what? I don't think a Chinese government will wake up one day and say, you know what, let's leave one of our factories, let's sell it to any state in Nigeria. That has never happened. But day by day, year by year, month by month, week by week, hour by hour, second by second, minutes by minutes, we're literally leaving the country into the hand of the Chinese. Go on the streets of Lagos, the least store you're seeing, the least mall you're seeing, the least supermarkets you're seeing is either owned by a Chinese person, or owned by a Lebanese person, or owned by this. Now, we just finished talking about a Binance executive that has not paid tax and is on the flee, and they've not gotten him up to now. And you're telling me that people are begging you to give them their farmlands and you want to give it to a Chinese company. How does that relate?
The farmlands are already sold.
It was alleged to be sold 2022. 2024, the guys are still begging, please bring back our land. It has been gone.
The fact that they are saying the bulldozers there,
right now, what do you mean of it just shows it's gone already.
Do you get? It just shows it. I mean,
wait, one quick question. And this is me being very intentional, and that's why I'm looking at you guys very straight into your eyes. Why do you guys keep messing with us? Why do you act like we are dons? Why do you act like we are all illiterate and we don't know what we want to use our life to do? Why do you guys... What?
It's all right. Let's calm down. Calm down.
No, put yourself in the shoes of these people.
I feel you.
This is what these guys used to take in life. This is their life. And we keep saying the cost of living is high for the living when they don't even have a living to live. Come on,
you know, when I read that the whole, like, the headline and the news that follows it, right? I understand that the Ondo government wants to, you know, where everybody, like the governors are under pressure to, like, make their state better, just like the way Lagos State is, you know. So I understand that whole pressure of, oh, I want my what do we call it now? I want my state to have the same revenue as Lagos State is having. But you can only do it the right way, right? I remember during what's his name? Fashola time, where he had to, like, break people's houses because he wanted to build road. It was in Ajegule, actually. That happened in Ajegule, and I was quite young as at that time. I think then it was the governor of Lagos State. He did a whole of that, and so many people were houseless. so many people, those were their shops, you know, a whole lot of things went down. That's why I said, is there no law that is against things like this? Because I don't know why, because they are government doesn't mean they have the right to do so, like all those kind of things.
How does law even come in? What part
Do you
of the
get
law?
when they themselves are even the law?
When the law states that if you don't pay your tax, come on now, no. The law that states if you don't pay your tax, you'll be fined for it, you'll be jailed for it. Should be that person where does they live normal life with this? What law? See, I'm just going to say this. I know that for whatever reasons, you guys feel you're trying. Well done to that. But please, I beg you in the name of anything you hold so sacred to your life, dear Ondo State government, don't do this to these people. I feel this so bad because I do Vox Pop, so I walk on the streets of Nigeria and I speak to a lot of Nigerians. You don't understand the pain and suffering people are going through. I beg you. This is not me shouting, no. I'm not saying you don't know your work, oh. You know the work you are doing, but please, if you want me to kneel down on this set, I'm going to do it, but because it is very hurtful, I beg you, please, don't take life away from these people, because the moment this happens, in fact, it has happened, please just restore their life back.
So, you know,
I beg you, please, and please,
Joy,
take tears away from the eyes of so many families, please, because it's hurtful.
You know, speaking to one of those poster you read, where he said we don't want to be, we want to be farmers and not
armed robbers. Like, you
that
can see people thinking about themselves.
That takes me to what Obasanjo said. Agreement to that, because just like this person said, imagine now that those Ondo farmers, their lands are not taken away from them. Trust me when I say most of those youth will go back to what? They'll go back to doing, after we'll start, do you get? After we'll start crying that, oh, there was a kidnap this, there was bandits that came to raid so goods, this warehouse.
And then somebody
you didn't give these people jobs.
Somebody will come and sit down and come and tell me that the work you don't do here in your home, when you go abroad, you will do that same work. And I tell the person back, sorry, when we go abroad, we will not hear that the abroad government is selling their company to us.
Who said that? I think that's
I don't know. That's the first lady. Now you call him.
No, it's the first lady. There's actually it's every if you watch the news, you'll see that. If you watch
the first lady of Nigeria, you could see this thing, and you're coming back to sit down and tell me if the work you don't do at home, when you go abroad, you will do the work. And I said, sorry, ma, the abroad governments, I don't want to call any country now, but whatever country any of these people go to, they won't sell their farmland, they won't sell their company, they won't sell their factory to any Nigerian. They will not do that.
You know, I feel like there's a whole lot to just.
What kind of embarrassment are we giving ourselves?
Solutions. Let's quickly hear solutions.
Solutions. I beg you people. I beg. If you want me to beg again, I'm going to beg and beg and beg. Please don't take life away from these people. We're already complaining of too much banditry. We're already complaining of kidnapping because it's going to increase. Where do you want these people to lay hands on? How do you expect them to live? How do you expect them to survive if you're taking the only means of livelihood they have? Please restore those farmlands back to these people. Restore it back. And I speak to the Ondo State government and I bring you to book. Please restore it back to those people. Thank you.
Our lawyers, she said she brought you guys to book.
I'm bringing you guys to book. Restore it back.
Oh my God, I really had a fantastic what's the name? Conversation, to be sincere. Just like I said earlier, I feel like, from the beginnings of the headline that we've spoken about, you see that Nigeria has a whole lot of issues that we need to take care of. So you're talking about security issue, we're talking about the fact that a particular governor doesn't want to listen. And the truth is, when I was reading, one thing I wanted to say, when I was reading that particular news, it just made me remember that, first of all, these people go down collect the money. And trust me when I say that by now, they have gotten to the federal heads. So, you remember when they're talking about those budgets and budgets? So, I'm very sure definitely the money would have probably been taken somewhere. So, yes, let's dive in straight to the book review, right? I feel like this book should have a useful impact to not just us, or the professional team or even the private sector. I feel like both the government sectors should literally go and read this book, you know. The book is not just for the youth alone, it's for every individual out there, because it would straighten you, not straighten you, but straighten your brain, because I feel like there's a whole lot of things happening. Seriously, I'm taking the 44th law, right, that says disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. Now, what it says here is seduce people by mirroring their emotions and interests, create the illusion that you share their values, right? They'll be so grateful to be understood that you won't notice your ulterior motives. So what the space is just saying is learn to sweeten people's ego. You know, where people that is in power always have this, what do they call that now? They always feel superior. Once somebody is on top, they feel like, nobody can come for them, nobody can beat them. And I think that's what Nigerian government is doing, to be sincere. Because if you remember what Damola said one time, we are the employers and they are the employees. But trust me when I say right now,
oh, now they beg, I beg, go.
Can you count how many I beg you said on the set today?
We don't beg.
Bro,
I beg.
I feel like
beg,
we are no longer employers. They don't already come out the land, the power of our hands. So it's a whole lot. And we keep begging not because we don't think we still have the power, right? We just believe that since that we've delegated that power and authority to you people, because we believe you guys are the best persons to actually do good things. I want you guys to use that power, utilize it properly. Yes, power corrupt, but absolutely power corrupt, absolutely. And I believe that that's why the powers was shared to different, like the federal, the state, and same goes to the legislative and all of those powers. So I want to believe that they are utilizing it. We've actually said a whole lot of our beg today, starting from the security part, the land, in short, a whole lot. I'm so done talking. Joy, let's hear your law, please.
Anyways, I mean, this is just, I'm still emotional, but I pray I get over it today.
Wake up, baby.
I can't start my Monday like this, trust me.
Nah,
I can't start my Monday like this. But anyway, I'll be reviewing the 45th law that states, preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. And the law reads that everyone understands the need for change in the abstract. Now, but on the day-to-day level, people are creatures of habits. Now, too much innovation is actually traumatic, and it will lead to revolt. Now, if you are to consider a new position of power, or you're an outsider trying to build a power base, make a show of respecting the old ways of doing things. Now, if change is necessary, make it feel like a gentle improvement on the past. Now, that's what's going to just move me to talk about, especially for us in Nigeria,